Let's talk about basic audio editing. In the files that we got from the book for promo underscore one project, there were two audio files. There was a one that says promo voiceover and upbeats short. Okay, so the promo voiceover is this short one that I have on the timeline here. Whoops. And I'm going to move this up here a little bit so we can see the audio a little bit better. And then this one is a piece of music. So let's listen to it at their whatever the volume that they were recorded at and what happens. All right, they sound good except for it's hard to hear the voiceover over the music. The music is loud enough that it makes it difficult. Um, so that's one problem. Another problem is the video is shorter than the audio, and we don't want to just have the audio abruptly quit. What we want to do is we can bring that back like that, and but this is what it sounds like. It just abruptly stops. We don't want it to abruptly stop. So here's some quick ways to let's fix that problem first. The easiest way to do that is to go into your effects panel and I have it. You can't, if you know the name of the effect you want, you can type it in there, but if you don't, you can just go through here. We want to do an audio transition, and when you see an effect with a blue box around it, that means that's the default. And that's really cool because you can either drag it over and drop it on the fold. You can do this with any effect. Drop it where you need it. Or if it's the default, you can, with the track selected, go to the end and do a control. Oh, I didn't do it. It's not going to do it. Okay. Okay, so we'll just drag it. On the video, you can do a Control D and it does the default. I'm not really sure why that didn't work. But now this is what it sounds like. So the music fades out. It's on the same time, and you can actually change the length of that. So you want a slower fade out, you can just make it longer. So that is one way to do it. Now another way to do it is to use keyframes. So keyframes are terrific, and this is what we're going to use keyframes for a couple of different things here. So I'm going to make this fit in here exactly right. It doesn't want to. I'm going to actually drag this over because we're done using effects. Okay, there we can see it all. All right, so what we want to do is first thing is we want to have the music lower while this is playing. Now we can move the whole audio loudness with this white line. This controls volume, and you can see as I move it, it indicates what the dB is in relation to what it was originally. Originally it's set at 0.0, right? But if we want to take a couple of dB away, we drag it down. If we want to add dB, we drag it up. So I'm drag it up here. You can see I can make it quite loud, or I can make it quite soft. Alright, but what we want to do is we want it just to go a little bit softer while the person is speaking and then go back up. And we can do that by making keyframes. And keyframes are made with the arrow. If you roll over, we can move that white line, but if you also press the command or the control key, you get a little plus sign, and that will make a keyframe. So what we're going to do is make two keyframes right by each other, one right before the voiceover starts and another one just before that, and then one right when it ends and just after that. And now I have a section here and that I can drag down so that it plays a little bit lower. So let's listen to that and see how it sounds. So now we can hear the music, but it's not overwhelming, and then it comes back up. That's how easy that is. So that's what you want to do if you're, for some reason, you need to bring the audio down or you want to bring it back up. very often you have people talking, and maybe you have this really low all the way through, and then for the credits it comes back up, or whatever. You can also use keyframes to make fade outs at the end if you want to. You can move those keyframes around just by clicking and dragging on them, and they can be used to make it louder or softer or whatever you want. So play with those keyframes, experiment with those. Another way to change the overall loudness is by using the audio gain, and you can do a lot of different things. You can set it to a particular dB if you want it, just a certain amount quieter or louder. You can do that. You can normalize the peak, so really anything that's loud, you can tell it how loud you want it to go and not go over. And so this does different things depending on how loud the audio was recorded. You see, I've just made it go louder. It's a little too loud now. It's hitting loud that red space, which we don't want on our meter over here. So I just undid that. All right, so that is basic audio editing in a nutshell.